At the heart of my life in ministry, I was fortunate to have a mother that said to me, if you're going to be a preacher, then go to preacher school. She didn't know how to say go to seminary or go to a divinity school or Bible college. She just said, if you're going to be a preacher, you need to go to preacher school or go to a school for preaching. And so she instilled in me the need for theological education. I probably would not have used that phrase, 45 years ago or 40 years ago. So that would be the first thing, is that there's a need that needs to be filled. And I believe that Truett is one of the places that actually fills that need. Now let me dig deeper into what I mean by fulfilling that need, especially as it relates to students and the need for theological education. Most women and men that enter into theological education is probably going to do the majority of their work in a church context. And what our churches need most of all are people that's been prepared to do pastoral ministry, whether that is the primary preaching role or the leadership role, or it possibly could be in terms of teaching ministry, of those that's going to be engaged in missions with children, youth. And so that's the one reason I would say why Truett is, because we have people on our faculty that is not only theoreticians, but practitioners. My understanding has been, as long as I've been part of this seminary, that the people that teach here actually practice what they teach in the context of some church somewhere. So that's one thing. But then there's always that other student that has a different kind of edge about themselves, where they really have a unique talent to teach. And that's the second reason I would say why Truett is, because you have scholars that can identify that gift, cultivate it, and put it in the right place for it to expand. So I'm a fan of Truett, and my involvement in Truett expands from its origin, and it's the one place where I recommend people to come. So much so that when my children wanted to seek theological education and they wanted to go different places, I said, I want you to give Truett a look. And the reason for that is what I just said. Most of you are going to do your work in church, and you need to be prepared for church. And what the church finally needs is what I like to call pastor scholars. People that are so prepared for pastoral ministry that people can trust what they hear, their ethos and confidence bleeds through their preaching and teaching and their style of leadership. So I can go on and on about why Truett. And then the last reason, I guess, that you'll say is because I believe that Truett is really a Christ-centered, and it's community focused. And that's what we need most of all. It's not just to have a vertical look to God, but also a horizontal outreach.